Osteoarthritis is an extremely prevalent condition. We know that around 40 to 50% of dogs of all ages and all breeds suffer from osteoarthritis, but only around about 2.5 to 6.5% are actually being seen in clinical practice. This means that many dogs must be falling through the cracks. And when we consider osteoarthritis is a cause of chronic pain, and if it's not well managed, it leads to consequences, physiological, physical, emotional, cognitive consequences. And if not managed, will lead to a welfare concern. And if not managed, could lead to elective euthanasia. That's quite concerning. And if we were to present that to the caregiver in that manner, I'm sure they'd be concerned too. And they'd want us to be doing something about it. Vet Plus have come up with some excellent screening tools to help us on this quest. Sometimes as a clinician, it can feel really uncomfortable identifying an additional concern. For example, a caregiver comes to us for a vaccine and we find another problem. They come to us with a lump and we find another clinical concern. It can almost feel a bit uncomfortable, like, well, maybe upselling. We're trying to find things. We know we're not, but it can sometimes feel like that. Screening tools can take that social uncomfortableness away. It's almost like there's another person in the room asking the questions for us. These really, really simple screening tools are you working with the caregiver for them to identify for themselves that there's something isn't quite right. By going through this tool together and answering the questions yes or no, couldn't be any simpler. If the questions are answered yes, even if one question is answered yes, gives you the green light to say, oh, interesting, we should look into that further. And then you can do the clinical examination together so that they're on board for the whole journey. They've been part of the identification and they're going to continue to be part of the clinical exam. It's not you finding the problem, they've found the problem and they're on board, they're engaged, they get it. So this screening tool is an absolute godsend. It can be used by the clinician in a consultation, like myself. It can be used by the wonderful nurses that are setting up these OA clinics. It can be used by front of house. It can be sent before they even arrive in the practice. A simple yes to any of these 6 questions can start the conversation. Now these tools are based on something that was produced by NC State. They did a similar 6-question questionnaire and it was used in 500 dogs, and they found that 38% of those dogs that answered yes to one of these questions actually did have osteoarthritis. So it's an extremely effective tool at detecting those forgotten dogs that are falling through the cracks.